panga is big. Look, it's like a mountain. Okay? So it's going to serve our cows for a long time. Sometimes when it is excess, we sell it. Alright? So this is about 100 tons. It's a lot of silage for us. So embracing the issues of climate change, reducing climate change problems, they have resorted to use manpower. So now today's topic is about selling of silage for money. Okay, silage is a product from a crop like maize that has been processed as an animal feed and ready for use. Yeah, so there are many ways of using silage. One is using it for yourself, but you can also sell. A number of considerations that you have to make before you even start selling silage. One is that where is the source of my silage? You can grow your own crop, be it maize or grass, and make your own silage. It's also possible to purchase ready maize and make silage for yourself and then sell your silage. Another possibility is also to purchase already prepared silage which is in a banga or they're in bags, and then sell it. Okay, packaged silage. So when you want to sell silage, you can sell it in two ways. One is that you can sell naked silage, that which is not covered by anything at all. It is naked, it's open. Okay, so you can sell it the way it is. You can also package it, or you can sell packaged silage which is in bag or in another form of container. All right, those are two ways of selling silage. Now, if you focus on naked silage, okay, what are the advantages of naked silage, or selling silage the way it is in the open, okay, without a package? Advantages mean one of them is cost effectiveness. Simply because it's not covered by anything, it means that you have cut costs. So if you have packaged silage, you only scoop, put it in a container, put it in a vehicle, put it in a lorry, put it in a pickup, whatever it is cost effective. When you are also dealing with bulk silage, a lot of silage, maybe lorry full, 12 tons, 20 tons, it is easier to handle bulk silage which is naked, because it's easy for compaction, easy for loading and offloading, etc., etc. Now, any naked silage again in a banga is very easy to use because you scoop it. So farmers may prefer to buy in bulk, okay, store it, pick up, etc., etc. So it doesn't require a lot of skills. Even compacting when you are re-ensiling may also not be skills demanding. It is also easy to handle it in a rural setup where, because you don't need machines to repackage, etc. So it is easier to handle naked silage in a rural setup. Now, disadvantages of naked silage. The fact that it is in the open, it is prone to spoilage. If it mixes with water, air, whatever it is, it can easily get spoiled. So it requires a bit of carefulness when handling it. Transporting it is also sometimes challenging in the event that the lorry or a vehicle that is transporting it gets stuck in the mud or gets an accident or any other problem, then it has to stay, say, for overnight or longer period. Then it means transportation can easily get spoiled. Also, weighing, if you have naked silage that is not covered, is not in any unit, then weighing, if somebody wants 100 kilos or 200 kilos, 1,000 kilos, how do you measure? It takes time because you have to really repackage it again and weigh it. Or if it's in a vehicle, you need something called weigh bridge, where a lorry goes in, it is weighed, and then you load it again, it comes back, then you can get the net weight of silage. That may also take time, and it's also depending on whether that weigh bridge is available where the silage is. It's also labor intensive because loading it requires labor. Offloading it requires labor. Compacting it requires a bit of labor. So at every stage, you may require labor, and managing labor in a business is also complicated. Not everybody else manages. In some places, labor is quite expensive, and therefore you can incur costs because of labor. Units of measurement. So the fact that it's open, how to measure, how to, then it becomes complicated because it's open and it's loose. And, It's very difficult to really rate and say this is 50 kilo, this is like this and that and that. So it's expensive. I mean, it's complicated. Now, packaged silage. Yeah, many people prefer. If you see many people handling silage for sale, they are already doing it in bales. Okay, so there are two ways you can use bales. You can also have silage bags, which sometimes you can repackage, or you can pack using leather, and then also you can do it in plastic drums. Then you can easily transport. So bales is a very common one for now for people who are in business of silage. And there are big bales of up to 400 kilos, huge like this. Okay. There are also other smaller bales, which is 80 kilos. All right. There are machines that make bales. Okay. So if you are talking about bales, then what are the advantages? Okay. The bales are very easy to handle or to transport, for that matter, because you just pick a bale, load it onto a truck or whatever it is. They are measurable. 400 kilos, 300 kilos, 80 kilos. So you can easily know if somebody wants this amount, then you can easily be able to rate it and price it. Effective compaction. Yeah, the baling machines are very effective in the way they compact. They compress and wrap it completely. And you have very well wrapped bales which are well compacted, and there is no air inside, so the silage fermentation is very effective. Affordable in small units, so people can afford. You can always make small units, and then small bales, and it's affordable for people. Ease of storing and selling. Now, if they're in bales, then the easiest thing is just to throw them in a store and store it. You can arrange them. They are quite effective in the way they can be arranged, because they are definitely in their shapes. And then, if you have bales, smaller ones, big ones, then you can even expand your customer base, because you have differentiated your product into different sizes, different bales, smaller, bigger bales, etc., etc. Now, disadvantages of this is that, of course, baling alone is a cost. It is quite expensive. One, you need a machine. Two, you need a lot of energy. You're using diesel, you're using electricity to package. If you're the one packaging, even if somebody else is doing, they will still transfer the cost to you. So I know baling is done by contractors, but the contractors will not lose. They will also transfer the cost to the final consumer. So high cost of baling is also an issue. Availability of machines, not everywhere. In rural areas, in developing countries, these machines are not easily available, and if you are relying on bales, sometimes it can be a problem. Skills to operate and maintain the machine, especially the small ones. The contractors those who are able to bale big bales, to make big bales, they have a way of servicing, but small machines, they break down very often, and it also requires a bit of skill. All right? The small balers also require a lot of labor, because you have to feed it directly like this. And it requires a lot of labor, and labor management, again, as I said before, is also an issue. Packaging materials can also be expensive, because you require a quality baling polythene. Then if you use a loose one, then it can become a problem. So you need a